Good morning, class. So at this point we are looking at volume, correct? Did I give you homework for the weekend? Yes? Your late slips must go to Miss Dixon, don't forget. She said some of you didn't bring it last week, no? Alright, so you guys had 3 shapes that you had to work out the volume for. This is on exercise 2 on page, which page is this on? 181, 180. Alright, so the question says, determine the volume and the total surface area of each of the following. Determine the volume and the total surface area of each of the following. So how do you calculate the volume? Volume is equal to area of base times height. Okay. So what shape is going to be a base here? The square. Not so. It doesn't have to be on the ground to be the base, but the square on the side will also be evident here. Not so. There will also be a square on that side. That's what we call a right prism. Okay, a right angle prism. So, how do you calculate the area of a square? Side times side, or side square. Not so. Times the height of this object, or the depth. So, what is the length of the side? 2. And 2 squared times 5. So 2 squared is 4, and 4 times 5 is 20 centimeters. If you now look at the total surface area, yes? And the rectangle as the base, yes, it will be 5 times 2 times 2. It's the same thing. Okay? I'll just use that to be my base. If we're looking at total surface area, how do you calculate total surface area? Perimeter of base times height plus 2 area of base. That's all. How do you calculate the perimeter of a square? 4 times side. 4 times side times the height of this object, or the depth, plus twice area of base, is 2 side. Okay, so it's going to be 4 times, what's the length of the side? 2 times the depth, which is 5, plus 2 times side, which is 2 squared. Okay. There goes to Miss Dixon. It's going to be 48. Is that correct? 48 centimeters squared. You guys get that? Okay. Any confusion here? Some of you use the triangle. The rectangle as the base. No problem. Okay. Let's move on. The next one, the shape is a cylindrical shape, a cylinder. Okay, cylinder. So how do you calculate the volume of a right prism? Volume is equal to area of base times height. Okay. What type of shape is this base? Circular base. Not so. Of course, the base is at the bottom is the same in the top. That what makes it a right prism. Okay. So how do you calculate the area of a circle? Pi r squared is times the depth of the object. pi, what's the radius? If the diameter is 8, the radius has to be? So it's 4 squared, which is 16 times 12. So 16 times 12. It's 192. 192 pi. Which is, again, you don't need that stick, you could have gone straight into the calculator, which is the standard to decimal 603, 19. 603, 19 centimeters. So your volume is 3 dimensional. Okay. Total surface area. Have you calculated total surface area? Perimeter of base times height plus 2 area of base. As you can see, I'm writing it down all the time. Why? So that you can stick, it stay made. Okay. What type of shape is this base? Circular base. How do you calculate the perimeter of a circle? 2 pi times the height of the object plus 2. How do you calculate the area of the base? Pi squared. It will be 2 pi radius, which is 4, times the height, which is 12, plus 2 pi times r, which is 4 squared. Again, at this point, you're going to put it in the calculator. So it's going to give you 8. 8 times 12, 96. No? 96 pi plus 16 times 2 is 32 pi, which is 128 pi. So it's going to be, let me just check, it's 2 pi times 12 times 4 plus 2 times pi times 4 squared. 128 pi squared is the 402, 12 centimeters. Okay. Any confusion? Next one. Okay, the next right prism has a whatever base? Triangular base. Not so. So again, how do you calculate the volume? The volume is equal to area of base times height. The triangular base. You have to put the 90 degree to show it's a right angle. Okay. But we're going to say that's going to be your perpendicular height of the triangle. Okay. So how do you calculate the area of a triangle? Of base times perpendicular height times this h means the height of the object or the depth of the object. Okay. So it's going to be half. What's my base? 3 times the perpendicular height, which is 2. Times the depth of the object, which is? Alright. So that's going to give you an answer. 12 meters. Okay. Let's look at the total surface area, TSA. So will be 2 and perimeter of base. Perimeter of base times height plus 2 area of base. So this will be a triangle, so it's the perimeter of triangle times the height plus area of the base. How do you calculate the area of a triangle? So half base times perpendicular. That is of the triangle. Okay? So how do you calculate the perimeter of a triangle? We add up all the sides. Not so?
Yes, sir.
So if I start here, it's 2.5 plus 3 plus. Who said 4 now? Why you say 4? Are you just calling out the wrong answers? You want to confuse us? Huh? Now where did you get 4 from? That's 4. How is that part of the triangle, Michael? You're not taking us for a fool. Okay? So the perimeter of the triangle, so it's going to be 2.5 plus 2.5 plus 3 times what's the depth of the object? Or the height of the object? 4. Plus. Now that 2 and this half cancels. Not so. 2 times a half equals 1. Not so? What's the base of this? 3 and the perpendicular height? Okay? The 2.5 plus 2.5 is 5 plus 3 is 8. 8 times 4 is 32 plus. 3 times 3 is 6. So that gives me an answer of 38 meters. Guys understand? Any confusion there? Who's this one? Kanya? Upside? Okay. So any confusion here, people? No? Then as promised, we had this example here that we had to do. This is example on page 181, is that correct? So, what we notice here is that in example 4 on page 181, this example does not have a basic shape, a basic shape in terms of the shapes we currently working with. Not so. Okay, but what do you notice here? What do we have? A semicircle, half a circle. Okay, so if we're going to look at the volume of this piece, remember how do you calculate? Firstly, would this be a right prism? Is the top and the bottom the same? Yes, that would have been the same. Not so. So if we consider this as the base, and that would be the top. Not so, or vice versa. You all understand that? You all agree with it? We can't take this as the base. Why can't we take that as the base? Because the top is not the same. You guys understand? So for the right prism, the top and the bottom must be the same. Okay. Otherwise, then you got lens connecting the flush with the top and the bottom. It can also be indented. Like here, we say that is your top, that is your bottom, which is the same, but it's an hourglass. Could that right prism work? No. Why? So these things must be straight. Can you see that, people? So how do you calculate? So we're going to consider this to be a base. Yeah. Okay. So how do you calculate the volume? Area of base area of base times. So what type of shape is this base? It's a semicircle. How do you calculate the area of a circle? Pi r squared. Okay? So if it's semi, what do we do? Divide by 2. So it's half pi r squared. Or pi r squared divided by 2 is the same thing. You all understand? Times the height of this object. Okay. Yes? Pi times 2. This is the volume. The volume is area of base times height. You're getting confused now with the total surface area. Okay. So sub in your information there quickly, and then you work it out. Guys got it? So it's going to be half pi, what's the radius? 3 square times 10. That's all? 10 times half is 5, 5 times 9 is 45. So it's 45 pi. You all agree with that? Which is? One for 1 comma 37. 37 centimeters. Any confusion there? Yes, Michael? You got 35 comma. Okay. I might have made a mistake. So it's half pi times 3 squared times 10. I get the same answer. Did you punch this in the calculator as it is here?
So aren't you supposed to like a half?
Sorry?
A half of this.
Half of? No. You see, this is a semicircle. Right? Then from there to there, from center to circumference is your radius. Can you see that is 3 centimeters? So from center to circumference is your radius. So from there to there is also 3. Unless this was given 3. If that was 3. Then your radius would have been 1.5 or half of 3. Understand? Let's look at total surface area. How do you calculate the total surface area by right prism? Perimeter of base times height plus 2 area of base. Okay. What type of shape is this, the base? Semicircle. So how do you calculate the perimeter of a circle? Perimeter of a circle? 2 pi r. So it's going to be 2 pi r divided by 2. Why divided by 2? Semicircle. Times the height plus twice the area of the base. How do you calculate the area of a base? Pi r squared. So it's going to be pi r squared. But it's semi. So I must multiply it by 4 divided by 2. Make sense? So it's going to be half times 2 cancels, not so? So it's pi. What's the length of the radius? 3 times the depth of the object. 10 plus half times 2 is cancelled. Pi. What's my radius? 3 squared. So this is 30 pi plus 9 pi. It's 39 pi. Which is 9 pi 122 comma 5. You guys get that? Okay, any confusion? Huh? There's a mistake. Where's the mistake? Centimeter square, that's not a mistake. Remember, we're calculating the perimeter of the base. You all agree this is the base here? No? It's the base. But if you look at the perimeter, we have only accounted for. We only accounted for this part here. You see 2 pi r divided by 2 is only that part. Can you see that, people? So in other words, we have shorted that there as well. So this must be plus d here. Let's call that d for now. So this will simply be 3 pi r. Let's put this here. So this is going to be, that cancels, so it's pi times 3 plus d, which is, what is this length from there to there? 6. Can you see that, people? It's going to be 6 times the height, which is 10, plus pi, the radius is 3 squared. So that's going to give you 3 pi plus 6 times 10 plus 9 pi. It will be 30 pi, so 39 pi plus 60. $182, 52 centimeters. Do you guys understand? Okay, again, my mistake was I did not remember the perimeter. It's going to be that semicircle plus that linear. Okay, and I didn't accommodate for that linear. Okay. Sorry about that. Alright, so let's look at the next sum. Let's see what's next. Right, so yesterday, your homework was 1.1 to 1.3, ne? So let's do 1.4 quickly. We might even have time to do 1.5. People, there's the next one. Don't waste your time. Just write the reference down and then you can do the calculation. Okay? You guys can leave space to draw it at home. Okay. But don't waste time now to draw. Because the more important thing is to do the calculation. Okay. Don't waste your time. That's finished? Stuck? No. Yes? It's a quarter of the base is a quarter. Yeah. Okay. At least you're not forgetting what I forgot in the previous one. Okay. Because that is that forms part of the perimeter. Absolutely. Alright. So let's look at 1.4. The question is to calculate the volume and total surface area. How do you calculate volume? Area of base times height. What type of shape is this base here? Quarter of a circle, which is pi all square times height. This will be a quarter. Pi, what's your radius? 1.5 squared times the height, which is 4. So it's going to be 9/4 times 4 times a quarter. So it's 9/4. 9/4 pi. Is that correct? Which is 7,0807. Is that correct? 0,07. 7,07. Meters. Any confusion here? Any confusion? Huh? Got it right? Nice. How do you calculate the total surface area? Perimeter of base times height plus 2 area of base. Okay. If we look at the shape, it's going to be the perimeter of a quarter of a circle times the height plus 2 the area of the space, which is 5 squared. Not so. But the perimeter of this base will consist of a quarter of a circle plus twice the distance. Okay. Not so? How do you calculate the perimeter of a circle? Circumference of the perimeter of the circle? 2 pi r. Not so? So it's going to be a quarter times 2 pi. What's the radius? 1.5 plus 2d, which is 2 times 1.5. Sorry? Yeah, 3. 1.5 times 2 is 3. Yes. Times the height of this object. 4 plus twice area of base. But remember, the circle must be divided by 4. Not so. So it's 2 times a quarter pi, and what's the radius? 1.5 squared. Right, you all agree with that? So this is 3/4 pi plus 3 times 4 plus of times. This is going to be 9/4 times a quarter times 2. So it's 9/4 times a half, which is 9/8 pi. To multiply this out, I'll get 3 pi plus 9/8 pi. 3 pi plus 9/8 pi is going to be 4 and 1/8 pi, I think, plus 12. Again, people, you could have put this whole thing from that point in the calculator and you didn't get this answer. Okay? You see if I'm right? So it's 4. There's a mixed fraction, don't forget. You want to press the shift button. Pi plus 12. You 24,96, is that correct? 24,96 meters squared. is wrong. Where did I go wrong? Let's just check something quickly. Open brackets, you got a quarter times 2 pi times 1.5 plus 2 times 1.5, which is 3, times 4. I probably made a mistake in calculation. Plus 2 times a quarter pi times 1.5 squared. 24.96. Does anybody pick up my mistake? No. Okay. So I got a quarter pi a quarter.
Sir,
Yes.
what are you supposed to say? A quarter 2 pi r times 1.5.
Remember, this is going to be, this is the quarter of a circle, so this is most 2 pi r, okay, which is this here. My radius is 1.5, that's not the issue, no? So that is correct, plus 2 times 1.5 times the height of the object, which is 4, perimeter of the base times height, plus 2 area, the quarter of a circle, which is 5. Let's see what they said. They said 707. Our area volume is correct. So they got a quarter pi r. Okay, the textbook showed this 2 here. Yes, the textbook is wrong, okay? So they showing that 2 there. Why? Because the perimeter of a circle is 2 pi r. Not so? So it is 24.96. Okay. People, there is the next shape. 1.5. But the sounds of it, you guys are finished? Huh? Stuck? Okay. Right? You see here, we're going to cut this here. We're going to use this as the base. Why? Because why? If this is your base, the top would be evidently. Can you see that? Okay. So, you're still confused? So when you go for the volume, how do you calculate the volume? Area of base times height. If we look at the shape, this base is made up, is a composite base, it's made up of a few shapes, not so, which is going to be basically two rectangles. There's one rectangle, and this rectangle measures 10 by height. How can it be 6? That means you say it's the same. It's 10 by 2. Not so. Plus the area of this one here. You just change the color. The area of that shape there. Which is a rectangle. Lying like that now. Not so. And what's the dimensions of that rectangle? 2 and 6. Yes. Not so. Because if that is 8, this is 2 here. Can you see that? So this has to be 6. Times, what's the depth of this object? Times 6. Which is the height. Let's look at the total surface area. How do you calculate total surface area? Perimeter of base times height plus 2 area of base. So if you look at the shape, the perimeter of this base is going to start from here. 2 plus that length, plus that length, plus that length, plus that length, plus that length. Can you see that, people? So let's cover that quickly. So the perimeter must start here. What is this length here? 2 plus. Let's start the length. Eh? 2 plus. What is this length? If this is 10, from there to there is 10. What's this length from there to there? 2. So this is going to be 8. Can you see that? 8 plus. What is this length? 6 plus 2 plus 8 plus the length, which is 8. You guys understand? Right, so put in whatever you can now. I'll give you 2-3 minutes, and then I'll do it again on the boat. I mean the bell rings just before. Yes, it's a shorter day today, no? I got it's Wednesday. Other is Monday. Yes, the long weekend. Not good for us. Right, how do you calculate the area of a rectangle? 10 times breadth. So it's going to be 10 times 2 plus 6 times 2 times the height, which is 6. It's going to give you 20, 32. 32 times 6. 32 times 6, 192 centimeters, meters cubed. Okay, the next one, we started off already times the height of this object, which is 6 plus 2 area of this base. Is going to come straight from here. Not so. So it's going to be 10 times 2 plus 6 times 2. Let's do that the calculator. So upper brackets 2 plus 8 plus 6 plus 2 plus 8 plus 10. Close brackets times 6 plus 2 times upper brackets 10 times 2 plus 6 times 2. So we give it 280 meters. People for homework is a ratio of exercise 2 on page 181. Actually 182. Okay. From number 2 to 5. Oh yes, there's a 1.6 as well. So you do 1.6 as well, till the end. People enjoy the rest of your day. Good morning, class.